Imagine you're standing at a crossroads in life, and in front of you are two paths that promise to lead to happiness. One path invites you to seek pleasure and indulge in the delights of the world, while the other encourages you to detach from desires and focus on inner peace. Both paths claim to offer the ultimate key to contentment, but they approach the idea of happiness from drastically different angles. One path is illuminated by the teachings of the Stoics, the other by the philosophy of Epicureanism. So, which one will lead to a more sustainable, meaningful life? In today's world, where the pursuit of pleasure often seems like the ultimate goal, it's easy to overlook deeper, more enduring sources of happiness. Both Stoicism and Epicureanism offer fascinating views on how we can live a good life, but each offers its own unique approach to pleasure, contentment, and the human pursuit of happiness. On one hand, Stoicism teaches the value of cultivating virtue and maintaining inner tranquility, regardless of external circumstances. On the other hand, Epicureanism emphasizes the importance of pleasure, not in excess, but as a natural and essential part of a fulfilling life. In this video, we'll dive into the key tenets of both Stoicism and Epicureanism, compare their views on pleasure and happiness, and explore which philosophy offers a more sustainable path to contentment. Welcome to the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel, your guide to exploring timeless philosophies and how they can help you live a more meaningful life. If you enjoy this discussion, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content. Let's explore these two schools of thought and see which one resonates with the modern quest for a good life. Stoicism, the pursuit of virtue and inner tranquility. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the belief that true happiness is found not in external pleasures, but in our internal responses to life's events. Stoicism, founded in Athens by Zeno of Citium around 300 BCE, teaches that we should focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, attitudes, and actions, and let go of attachment to what lies outside of us, such as wealth, fame, or the approval of others. For Stoics, happiness is synonymous with tranquility. This tranquility, or ataraxia, comes from living in accordance with nature, which means accepting things as they are, without resistance or emotional upheaval. The Stoics believe that we are all part of the rational universe, and the key to a good life lies in aligning our will with nature's rational order. According to the Stoic worldview, our emotions and desires often lead to suffering because we mistake them for our true needs, when in fact they are merely impulses that cloud our judgment. The Stoic sage, who is the ideal figure in Stoicism, does not seek pleasure as an end in itself but instead strives to cultivate virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues are considered the only true goods, and external circumstances, whether pleasurable or painful, are viewed as neutral. In the face of adversity, a Stoic remains calm, focusing on developing the inner strength needed to handle challenges with grace. This detachment from external events allows the Stoic to achieve eudaimonia, a state of flourishing and contentment, regardless of life's ups and downs. Epicureanism, the pursuit of pleasure and the absence of pain. Epicureanism, founded by Epicurus around 307 BCE in Athens, offers a contrasting view on the pursuit of happiness. Where Stoicism advocates for detachment from desires, Epicureanism embraces pleasure as the highest good. However, this pleasure is not about indulgence in excess or hedonistic pursuit, as often misunderstood. Instead, Epicurus and his followers argued that true pleasure comes from the absence of pain, ataraxia, and the satisfaction of simple, natural desires. Epicureanism focuses on the idea that the ultimate goal in life is to achieve hedon, a life of pleasure characterized by tranquility, peace, and the absence of physical and emotional pain. Epicurus believed that the greatest pleasures are not found in material wealth or excessive luxury but in simple, modest living, good food, close friendships, intellectual stimulation, and personal freedom. He famously stated, "Not what we have but what we enjoy constitutes our abundance." According to Epicurean thought, pain is the greatest evil, and pleasure is the absence of pain. Therefore, the key to achieving happiness is to minimize unnecessary desires and focus on cultivating friendships, seeking knowledge, and living a life of moderation. Epicurus also taught that the fear of gods and death causes most human suffering, and that by overcoming these fears, we can free ourselves to live a peaceful, contented life. Through the practice of ataraxia, one can achieve a state where there is no disturbance, where pleasure is experienced in its purest and simplest form. Pleasure and happiness, a comparative analysis. While both Stoicism and Epicureanism prioritize achieving a state of contentment and tranquility, they diverge significantly in their views on pleasure and happiness. The nature of pleasure. Epicureanism places pleasure at the center of its ethical system. However, it's important to note that Epicurus didn't advocate for all pleasures. Rather, he distinguished between natural and unnecessary desires. Natural desires, such as the need for food, shelter, and friendship, are necessary for a happy life. Unnecessary desires, such as the pursuit of wealth, status, or excessive luxury, can lead to dissatisfaction and disturbance. Thus, Epicureanism encourages a lifestyle of moderation, seeking pleasure in simple, everyday things and avoiding the excesses that often lead to pain and discontent. Stoicism, on the other hand, does not consider pleasure as an essential aspect of a good life. In fact, Stoics see pleasure as an indifferent, something neither good nor bad in itself. What matters is how we respond to pleasure, whether we allow ourselves to become attached to it, dependent on it, or whether we seek it as a goal in itself. For Stoics, the pursuit of pleasure is a distraction from the true goal of life, which is to live virtuously and in harmony with nature. The Stoic path to happiness lies not in the pursuit of pleasure, but in the cultivation of inner virtues such as wisdom, courage, and self-discipline. The role of desire. In Epicureanism, the reduction of desire plays a central role in achieving happiness. Epicurus emphasized that desires are the root of human suffering, and by limiting our desires to those that are natural and necessary, we can eliminate much of the pain in our lives. Pleasure, in this view, arises from satisfying simple desires, eating wholesome food, enjoying time with friends, and appreciating the beauty of nature. In contrast, Stoicism takes a different approach to desire. While the Stoics acknowledge that desires can lead to suffering, they do not aim to eliminate desire altogether. Instead, Stoics advocate for transforming our desires, aligning them with reason and virtue. For instance, the Stoic does not desire wealth or fame but seeks wisdom, justice, and virtue as ends in themselves. The Stoic's goal is not to live a life without desire, but to desire only those things that are in accordance with nature and reason. Emotions and control. Epicureanism teaches that the absence of pain leads to pleasure, and emotional tranquility is the ultimate form of happiness. By overcoming irrational fears, anxieties, and desires, Epicureans believe that we can achieve lasting peace. Thus, their focus is primarily on managing emotions through intellectual understanding and cultivating a life free of unnecessary emotional turmoil. Stoicism, too, focuses on emotional control, but its approach is more systematic. Stoics teach that we should not allow ourselves to be ruled by emotions, as they are often the result of misguided judgments or attachments to things outside our control. Instead, Stoics aim to cultivate apatheia, freedom from passion, which means attaining a state where we are not disturbed by external events or emotions. Stoics believe that by focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, judgments, and actions, we can achieve a form of emotional resilience that leads to lasting contentment, which philosophy provides a more sustainable path to contentment. Both Stoicism and Epicureanism offer valuable insights into the pursuit of happiness, but their approaches have different implications for sustainability in the modern world. Epicureanism provides a path to happiness that is rooted in the enjoyment of simple pleasures and the reduction of unnecessary desires. While this philosophy offers a practical approach to minimizing pain and seeking contentment, its reliance on external pleasures can be less sustainable in a world where material comforts are often fleeting and dependent on circumstances beyond our control. Additionally, the emphasis on minimizing desires can lead to a form of contentment that, while pleasurable, may not always foster long-term personal growth. In contrast, Stoicism offers a more internally focused and sustainable path to contentment. By cultivating virtue, practicing emotional resilience, and focusing on what is within our control, Stoicism provides a framework for achieving lasting happiness that is less dependent on external circumstances. The Stoic approach is less about seeking pleasure and more about finding peace through the mastery of one's mind and emotions. This philosophy provides tools for navigating life's inevitable challenges, making it a more resilient and enduring path to contentment. In the end, both Stoicism and Epicureanism offer valuable lessons in the pursuit of happiness. While Epicureanism teaches the importance of seeking simple pleasures and minimizing pain, Stoicism provides a more comprehensive and sustainable approach to achieving contentment through virtue, self-control, and rational living. If you enjoyed this exploration of Stoicism and Epicureanism and want to continue learning about how ancient philosophies can help guide modern life, be sure to subscribe to the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell to stay updated on all our future content, and let us help you on your own journey toward wisdom, self-mastery, and a life well lived. Thank you for watching, and remember, True happiness lies not in external pleasures, but in the cultivation of inner peace and virtue. Stay wise, stay content, and take control of your own journey to fulfillment.